This next section involves constants, background, and number of trials. So constants are the same as controlled variables. I hate that term because when we talk about variable, we talk about things that we want to change or expect to change. And so I tend to use the word constant so as not to get confused. Now, these are potential variables. When I say potential variables, what I mean is like there's so many things you could change in the lab that that could affect the growth of the seeds. Okay, it could be we talked about having to pick one earlier. We had to choose between like light and temperature and amount of water or any other factor. Now, any of these things that we don't change or that we're not testing, we want to make sure that we keep it the same. So if we change the light, if we do light versus dark, we don't want to also change up the amount of water that we're watering. We want to keep those the same. Otherwise, we don't know if the results are due to our variable or if it's due to something else. And so think of all these possible things that could change that you want to make sure that you keep the same in all of your groups that you test. Okay, and I want you to try to come up with 3. The other thing is background concepts. What do you need to know in order to design the experiment? What do you need to know about Nicotiana seeds? Okay, remember what you're changing up and what you're going to be measuring. And so what do you need to know? Do you need to know about how they grow? Do you need to know how long it takes them to germinate? Do you need to know what animals eat them? What are the background concepts that you need for this particular lab? And then the number of trials. Here's the deal. Labs should be done more than once. They should be done more than twice, more than 3 times. In fact, the more the better. That way, you can eliminate a chance, just random chance from happening, sources of error. And when you get into high school, you're going to start talking about math and statistics and finding out if our numbers are reliable. But it's always safe to say the more the better. Now, obviously, you can't run a lab 50 times in 2 class periods. Okay, that's a little ridiculous. So we usually say somewhere between like 3 to 5 to 10. And for you guys, the number of trials, we could actually do different numbers of Petri dishes, or we could use different numbers of seeds. So you can decide on that.